And after a couple of months, the board of management called him in and they said to him, Rabbi, just a few things we need to talk to you about. First of all, we don't really mind if you've changed the curtain in front of the ark for bamboo. That's okay, we can live with that. And if you insist on wearing an image of the rising sun on the back of your canonicals, that's also cultural, we can live with that. But Rabbi, the one thing we cannot have is we simply cannot have you shouting karate every time you perform a Brit. Anyway, big mazal tov to you. In Mishnah 7, V'al said Nitai Aharbeli, Al titya esh min hapur anut, translated as do not abandon belief that there will be retribution. This phrase over here is wonderfully ambiguous and opens itself to different interpretations. The one I've just given is the obvious one, that there are circumstances when you see the people who have done really bad things in the world, and the wicked seem to prosper, things seem to get better and better for them. It's harder and harder to watch, and you wonder when will retribution come, if there is a just world, if there's to be justice in the world, is there no payback time, how's it ever going to happen, etc. Says, and there comes a certain point in time when you just say, well, look, I give up hope on this. I just, there's no justice in the world. Says Nitai Arbeli, don't give up hope. There is justice. It's just going to take a bit of time. You may not see it, but there is a divine justice. That's the one interpretation. Second interpretation is a little bit deeper than that, and it is don't abandon the belief in retribution. Don't abandon, or rather, to put it slightly simply, do not abandon hope because of retribution. In other words, when there are times when you are suffering in some form or another, don't give up hope that things can get better, that things can change. When things look bad or look very bleak, it's always hard to think that things can be better, but don't despair because of suffering. There is a story which is told in many different ways, and it has a number of different versions, but the essence of it is that a sultan turns to King Solomon, and he says he wants a motto, a signet motto, something on his ring that is going to make him happy when he's sad and sad when he's happy. Something which will be able to be good for him in times of adversity. Solomon gives him a ring with 3 words written on it in Hebrew. Gam ze ya'avor. In English, this too will pass. And it's very hard, as the Queen is no doubt finding now. The good times don't last forever, but neither do the bad. And it's always helpful for a person to remember that in this world, nothing lasts forever. It's very difficult because sometimes people who are in despair just can't ever see a way out of it. Things can never get better, but things do change in our lives. Nothing remains the same forever. It's very poignant, especially in the good times, but that is the deep teaching that Nitai Arbeli wants to offer to us.